What's happening, fam? L.A.R movement still moving. Subscribe or die trying. You see the thumbnail. Why people think race is involved in evaluations and player evaluations. Uh, y'all know Cam got cut by the Patriots for Mac Jones, and America brings up race. Race is involved in everything, and then people say, you know, people like me are overreacting about race, and then people go, then people are underreacting. Well, when it comes to things like this, this is just a microcosm of society where what people are saying is, um, when it comes to racial things, when people say, he just doesn't fit the culture, and it seems like everybody who doesn't fit the culture just happens to be, you know, black. You get what I'm saying? He's a big personality that doesn't fit the culture, but that wasn't said about Gronk. You get what I'm saying? You know, Ocho Cinco just doesn't fit the culture. It's that. It's that idea. Um, it's like, okay. It's the blatant, okay, he can, but he can't. Sometimes you have that with the players on the field. Like, you got players who like certain players, and they'll play harder for them because that's my guy. I'm gonna do my best, and this crosses race. Like, there are guys who like, look, you my dog. I'm going all out for you. I got your back. And then you got players who don't like other players, and they don't do their job in hopes that it makes another person look bad. And race plays a factor in that sometimes, because not only do I not like him, but if he's black and he's white, if the white person doesn't do their job that makes the black person look bad, nobody's going to blame the white person. You know, and you see that even with blocking. I've seen numerous times where you got a guy, oh, he's not a good pocket passer. Well, but then they throw another quarterback. If you see a black quarterback and he's not a good pocket passer, somehow his line don't block well. But then throw a pocket passer in the pocket passer backup in that you wanted to play. That same line knows how to pass protect all of a sudden. But nobody asks, well, damn, like, y'all actually held y'all blocks for 3 seconds. Y'all don't normally do that. So now a person may look better because they actually have the allotted amount of time to do something. Now, you can tinker with this, as far as, it's like having a white cornerback. Like, I think Jason Sehorn was the last one, you know. And you see this even like with fantasy football where, and in people's view of players, like they talk them up, oh, this person's the greatest thing smoking. Like, I play fantasy football, but there's no way in hell you're going to tell me Christian McCaffrey is the number one running back when he was hurt all last year. But at the same time, you know, but at the same time, say Saquon Barkley is 10. Like, who's got the bigger upside? And I know Christian's probably they thinking about the volume also, because he got the racial bad evaluation because he was white when he came out, you know, in the draft, because he was the white running back, but he was balling. I didn't think he was that good in college personally, not because he wasn't good, but because his yard per carry average was like 4 yards, 5 yards a carry in college. I'm like, you really ain't. Usually great running backs have like a 6, 7 yard average in college. You know what I'm saying? They don't have like a standard 4.5, or close to 5. I forgot what it was at the time, but that was my thought process. Because there have been a lot of running backs who've done that, and you're like, that's probably not gonna pan out that well. But he a dog. But the thing that comes across when you hear people talking about things oh, this guy is smart. Usually that's the white guy. This guy doesn't have a grasp on the system. Usually that's the black guy. You know, if you got a black player who has multiple coaches and have played in multiple systems and they're still figuring it out, it's them. But if you have a white guy that has multiple coaches and multiple systems, then they go, look, you really can't judge them accordingly because of this, that, and the third. You know what I'm saying? So it's interesting because people look at the evaluating part as like, eh, so Cam's falling off, but Andy Dalton's starting. See, if Andy Dalton was black and Justin Fields was white, we wouldn't have it. It'd be a different story. If uh, Jimmy G was black and Trey Lance was white, San Francisco would be a different story. You know, Tim Tebow played in the league and could come back 10 years later, but you couldn't get Vince Young back in the league. You see what I'm saying? Like that evaluating thing, that's when people go, ugh. And plus, ultimately, sports fans are so fickle. They bring their subconscious and conscious biases into turning on somebody at the drop of a hat also. So it always kind of throws people off, and you see it even every year with the draft. It's always propping up somebody unnecessarily and pulling down somebody that unnecessarily, and usually that has a racial dynamic to it. So it just goes with the territory. But this is my thoughts on that. Like, share, subscribe, or die. Try and catch y'all on the next one. Peace.